Hello and welcome back to Trey Talks. I'm your host, Stephanie Coleman, where we have conversations with individuals who are making a positive impact in our community. Today, we're so excited to be joined with Damon Moye, owner of Phil and Derek's. He will talk to us about live music, Zydeco, great food, and a wonderful array of things that they have planned in the upcoming year. Damon, thank you so very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you here. So Phil and Derek's, great music, great time. Could you sort of tell us how you got into Phil and Derek's and what, for those who don't know and who've never been, it's a great space in Houston. What really made you say that I'm excited to get into music and restaurants? And is that something that was a part of your history?
Well, I frequent the clubs and bars, throughout my whole career. So, so I was in and out. I've enjoyed myself at Phil and Derek's in the past. Phil and Derek's been around for a little while now.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice spot, incorporated with jazz and R&B music. Also, they have DJs also to give people the best of both worlds. So, Phil and Derek's is pretty much the full package. You can get everything you want from Phil and Derek's.
Mm-hmm. So it's a unique blend. It has, in terms of food and having everything, it does have like a Cajun flair to it. What is your relationship to Louisiana? What is your interest in the menu? How has that changed?
I'm gonna say Phil and Derek's was always a New Orleans based Cajun style food. That's where the food kind of originated from.
Okay.
And when it came to Houston, we just gave it that Texas soul food twist to it.
Mm-hmm.
So you get the Louisiana style taste along with the Southern soul food kick to it.
Okay, a good little fusion.
So we incorporate them kind of both together and then mix them up a little bit.
So do you have any connections to Louisiana?
I do, around the Lafayette area, but I've been in Houston since I was 2 years old, so might well say I'm a Houstonian.
Okay, we'll give you some little H-Town credit.
Just a little bit. I'll take what I can get.
Just giving you a hard time with that. So super excited to see what you're doing at Phil and Derek's. It offers something for everyone. You do have live music. You also have a DJ. Let people know what's the difference and how they can experience and what would you hope that they can get out of either side of that experience?
Well, Phil and Derek's is really a mature crowd. The live music, we have jazz on Thursdays. We have R&B live music on Fridays and Saturday nights inside the restaurant. We have a stage inside the restaurant where mostly couples, married couples, boyfriend, girlfriends, or just people that's dating, they'll come in and they come in casual, get a seat, and they watch the show. They get some good food, good drinks, and they sit and watch the show and have a good time. Now, for our younger folks, now inside we have we call it Blue Room. It's called on the lounge side.
Okay.
It's beautiful. I came in and remodeled everything. It looks beautiful.
Okay.
LED lights. I'm a big LED light person, so I like LED lights.
Yeah.
So over there, we got a DJ over there. And so we playing good DJ, hip hop, R&B, rap, whatever you want to hear. If you're not into the live music, you can come to the Blue Room, and we got a DJ over there, and you can enjoy that type of music.
Okay.
You can dance over there. You can dance on both sides. You can dance over there. You can drop it low. You can do whatever you want to do over there. We also have couches where you can get to a section. Bottle service, you can have a little private area where you and your friends or whoever you with can enjoy yourself. So we have the best of both worlds. If you don't want to hear this, you can hear that.
That's excellent.
We also have a patio. If you smoke cigars, we also have a deck on the outside. If you want to enjoy the breeze on the outside, we have TVs. You can watch the games. TVs all over the place.
Yeah. You
can watch the games, the Astros, the Rockets, football, whatever you want to watch. We have plenty of TVs to accommodate you on that.
That's one. And it does feel very comfortable when you walk into Phil and Derek's. Like, it's very inviting. You feel like you're at home enjoying community and family. What are some of the things, for those who might not know, you recently decided that you were going to own Phil and Derek's? Like, how did that come about? What, for those who've never bought or never owned, or they want to know this new Phil and Derek's, what made you decide that this is what you wanted to do, and what did you bring that was different?
Well, Phil and Derek's, it kind of dropped in my lap a little bit. I knew a lot about it. I've been there multiple times. It was just a great vibe. I love the vibe. Now, when I got Phil and Derek's, of course, I had to add my own little twist to it. You know, I'm a big dark blue and black person.
Okay.
Don't ask me why, but I love dark blue and black.
Uh-huh.
So when I went in, I changed the floors. I tore out the ceiling in the lounge, painted everything dark blue and black, put my LED lights, lit up the bar areas on both sides, lit up the LED lights on the inside of the restaurant, and just trying to change everything over to give it my personal spin and get it away from the other look. Since you got a new owner, new
Right.
management, now we got to go with a brand new look for Phil and Derek's.
Right.
And so that's how I kind of incorporated that into what I was trying to do to give it my personal vision, my personal look of what I wanted Phil and Derek's to look like moving forward.
So if we can ask, you have a background of order, right? You have a high standard around that. Could you share with some of the viewers maybe your background? I think you've done some service for the nation, and how that is a part of the safety and the environment that you've brought to Phil and Derek's.
I'm a military veteran.
Okay.
Served my country in the United States Navy. Once I got out of the military, then I served myself as a Houston police officer for 25 years. So structure and how to do a job and how to maintain with a good work ethic was kind of built into me. So once I did my time with the city, then I had to figure out, man, I did enough. It's time to turn the page. What do I want to do?
Right.
And that's when I went into, you know, I frequent the bars and restaurants. I think I can do this here. You know, I can do my time easy. But Phil and Derek's kind of dropped in my lap, like I said, and I didn't know too much about the food part of it. But running a bar and things like that, to me, was pretty simple. I think I can get that. But now when you're dealing with food, it changes everything, because now you're dealing with chefs, you're dealing with customer services, you're dealing with 30 or 40 different people, attitudes, employees, you're dealing with a whole host of problems. So that was a learning curve for me that I had to understand real quick when I bought the restaurant. So that was kind of jumping into the fire when it came to Phil and Derek's, because I wasn't real knowledgeable about the food part of it.
Right. Right. There's something there that's a whole nother level of
Yeah.
You kind of know that after you know that.
Yeah. Once you're in it and you start dealing with the health department, the food department, employees, the
Permit.
labels, the permits, the restaurant part of it. I mean, it's a lot to deal with. But you know, I felt I was ready for the challenge, and I jumped in, and I just went from there.
You look like you got out unscathed. You look like you're.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm maintaining right now.
Well, if you were to give advice to an entrepreneur, I mean, it's really amazing to say that you lived. I'm adding in, but like without regret. You said, "I'm ready to change, and I'm going to do this regardless of how in or out of your experience with the food part." But you knew you could do this. What would you say to a young entrepreneur, or even someone who's at the end of one career and looking for a next? Like, what advice would you give them?
I would say whatever you're trying to do in life, business-wise, don't just jump into it. Do your research. Work there as a regular person. Learn all the insides and outsides of what actually goes on in this particular business that you're trying to do. Because once you get in it and start understanding it, then you understand better what you're going to have to do in order to survive and make it in that whatever type of business that you're dealing with. So that's what I would recommend. Don't just jump into it. Hey, I can do it. No, experience it first. Learn the ins and outs, and then ask yourself, can you do it?
So sort of get in it, kind of grounds up. Even if you have it, don't worry about the payment necessarily, but you want to know how the machine is running.
Get in for the knowledge.
Yeah.
See if you can actually do it instead of just jumping in thinking you can do it. Find out everything you need to know before you do it. And that'll help you out a long way, because once you're in it, you're in it.
Yeah.
Some people can learn as they go and they can pick it up, but some people can't. Everybody's learning curve is a little bit different.
And there's a lot of variables. Once you get in it, it's hard to juggle the people, the paperwork, the payments. There's a lot of pieces for that.
Yeah, it can be mind-blowing. It can be a culture shock if you don't have the right experience and having to understand what you actually got yourself into and what you're dealing with.
Right.
It can be overwhelming, and you can just like, man, a lot of people fail at what they're doing, but that don't mean they should stop pursuing what they want to do.
Right.
You pick it back up, and then you learn, and then you move forward and try to get it right the second time. I wouldn't tell nobody to give up on none of their dreams. Just invest the time and learn more about it before you get into it.
Okay, that's good advice with that. As you talk about the experience and what you're getting into and how healthy it can be for your dream to be lived out, you also give an opportunity for many entrepreneurs and musicians and talent. What is that like to really experience the music, the live music, keeping the arts alive, giving them a place to play? That has to be rewarding. And what is that experience like for customers?
Before I bring a band to Phil and Derek's, like I said, I have to do my own research. I have to go to a venue where they're playing at.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't bring a band in and have them play. You got to do your research and see if it's a good fit
Mm-hmm.
to be inside your restaurant. So I'll go out and I'll scout different bands and I'll listen at them at another venue and I get a feel for them myself to see how they sound, to see how they interact with the crowd. Is this the type of fit for Phil and Derek? So I have to do my research, and same thing with DJs.
Mm-hmm.
Just can't bring a DJ in and just tell them to play because you don't know what type of DJ it is. He may be more old school when you got a younger crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Or he might be more younger when you got an older crowd.
Right.
Same thing with the bands and stuff. You got to understand what type of crowd or what type of people that you're dealing with inside your restaurant so you can bring the type of band or DJ in that can accommodate that crowd.
Mm-hmm.
So that itself is work also.
Right.
For an owner, or you can send a manager out. But long as your manager knows your vision, then you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But they have to know what the owner's vision is so they can have an idea of what kind of people to come bring in here.
Right, right. That's a share. They have to really share it and fight for it. You mentioned about what wonderful spaces you have within there, and the Blue Room as a place. So you've created environments and you've created space, but you've also created a space where people can host their own events and do, within reason, have a wonderful private space within Phil and Derek's. What is the Blue Room like for those who haven't been?
The Blue Room, to me, is beautiful. Not because I put it together, but you can do pretty much anything. We had graduations in there. We had just business meetings in there. Hell, we got a podcast comes in every other Wednesdays. Podcast starting to pick up because we have the space for it. We have the connections for it. So people come in, they eat, and they do their podcast, or you have business meetings come in, corporate meetings and things like that. Whatever event that you want, graduations, we have a lot of those coming up. You can rent it out. You can do whatever you want to do inside that room, we can do it.
That's great.
We don't do buffets anymore, but we will do a private buffet for that particular party. You let us know what you want. We're going to get you a private buffet. We're going to have people there to serve it. We can accommodate anything that you're trying to do on a private and personal level.
That's wonderful. And food, we are in Houston. It's a big part of what we enjoy. Could you also share your brunch? You have, for that, you have a wonderful brunch menu and brunch events at Phil and Derek's. What is that experience?
Brunch menus, well, I would hope people can go to Phil and Derek's page. Go to our page and you can see everything that we have because I'm constantly changing the menu, bringing more stuff, taking off things. But our post will tell you everything that we have.
Good.
Now, we have a DJ comes in from 12 to 6 p.m. Our brunch is from 10 to 3:30.
Okay.
So when the DJ comes in, of course, we have music, it's rocking. Everybody comes in and they jamming while they eating, a little music. I mean, everybody loves music while they eating and drinking.
Yeah.
So, and the brunch stops at 3:30. From 3:30 to 4:30, we just do fried foods while we preparing for dinner time.
Okay.
After 4:30, then now the regular entrees comes out, and 7 o'clock we have. Well, I'm sorry, 8 o'clock. That's when our live music starts.
Okay.
On Saturdays and Fridays, 8 to 11.
Okay.
So once the brunch stops, then the evening shift people start coming in, getting ready for the live music, and definitely on Sundays we incorporated Zydeco from 6 to 9. So if you're a Zydeco fan, Sunday Fun Day, you come out and enjoy yourself with the Zydeco. And we have a host of drink specials and food specials throughout the weekend period.
That's wonderful. That's the occasion you brought it back 2 years.
They asked for it, they asked for it, and so many people are asking for it because we never did Zydeco up there like that. Every now and then back in the days, I know they did it, but right now it didn't picked up so well. I'm starting to do it every Sunday now.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So Sunday Fun Day.
Sunday Fun Day, we got Zydeco from 6 to 9.
That's excellent. So you really listen to community and see what they like and try and incorporate it in a new and a fresh way.
It's all about the people.
Yeah.
They can, well, tell the owner this, tell the owner that,
Yeah.
okay, what you want? Okay,
Yeah.
they tell me what they want. I get a vibe for it and I get a feel for it, and we'll try it. We'll try it a couple times. If it
Right.
starts, that same thing was out a couple. Once we tried it, they came. Tried
Hmm.
again, more people came. So we just kind of kept it going just to see how it would go.
Yeah.
So if the people want it and I can provide a good service for them, I have no problem with that.
So I'm glad you mentioned that with a good service. How do you ensure consistency and excellence? Like what do you think is the key to that for what you've done since you've been at Phil and Derek's?
Training. Training. It's not easy
Uh-huh.
to deal with 50 to 55 employees and make sure everybody on the same page.
Hmm.
All you can do is train them, let them know your vision, and hopefully they can learn it. If not, then of course it's going to be consequences. If you can't do the job that Phil and Derek's want you to do, then we got to put somebody in here to do the job Phil and Derek's need to do over
Right.
here.
Right.
So it's just pretty much just training and teaching.
Mhm.
If you teach them how to do it the right way, then ain't no excuses. But if you're not training them, teaching them about good customer service, teaching them how to talk to people, teaching them how to let them know about the menu and things like that, then you're doing a disservice to your customer base.
Right. It's funny you say that. We were laughing earlier about, respect is essential. But then customers also can have a moment of they're right because they're the customer, even if they're wrong. How do you navigate that? What's that balance between respect between the customer and respect of a customer to the Phil and Derek staff as well?
Well, I'm not going to say every customer is right, but every situation is different.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing we can do is train our employees, managers, and servers to treat everybody with respect.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on the situation, you make sure we calm the situation down, talk to them in a respectful manner. And if you can't do that, make sure we get a manager to come do it, because I know they're well trained, because I talk to the manager myself. We have weekly meetings where I go over certain things, go over certain scenarios. Same thing with the servers and bartenders. You put them through those scenarios, so when they see it, they'll know how to handle it.
Yeah.
But if it's something they can't handle, then we'll put a manager on top of it, and they usually be pretty good on it. Once you calm people down and you offer them a free drink or a free
They kinda
appetizer or something, they'll forget about a lot of stuff. What can I offer you free? Oh, okay, I'll take that. And then they kind of forget about everything.
Yeah.
But it's all about respect and treating people with respect. Make sure we calm the situation down and kind of understanding where they're coming from. And then we have to be able to explain where we're coming from so we can come to that common ground and kind of take it from there. But usually, if we can de-escalate everything, and at the end of the day, we got a free bottle of wine coming your way, that kind of calms everything down. But we'll try our best to make sure that we treat everybody like they're supposed to be treated, because we don't want to lose no customers.
Right.
That's the key.
Right.
We're going to do whatever we need to do to make sure this customer comes back to see us.
Yeah. No, that's wonderful. That's important for the sustainability and just in general, good business. As you think about what you've done, all the things over your past and the things that you're doing in the future, how would you like to be remembered? How would Damon Moye like to be remembered?
Well, I just started my journey, so it's going to be a little while. If I've been in for 15, 20 years, then I can answer that question. But starting right now, I just want to be the type of owner that can provide great food, great customer service. And when you come to the establishment, it's a very nice place to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I spend most of my time there because right now I don't have a general manager. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm spending most of my time there, keeping my eye on things, training the employees, training the staff, make sure everything's straight. And a lot of times when problems happen, I'm there on site.
Right.
So I talk to a lot of the customers and hear their problems. Hey, what we can do better? What the food is here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all ears for all that.
That's great.
And if I'm there, you can approach me. You can talk to me. And I'm there. You can talk to me.
That's wonderful. And if you could describe yourself in one word, what word would you use?
Direct, straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
You ask me a straight up question, I'm gonna give you a straight up answer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Clear.
I hope that answers.
Yeah, that was direct. So is there anything else you'd like to share, like as we begin to wrap up? Anything that you would like the viewers and listeners to know, or just in general that we might have overlooked?
I would think I have the best happy hour in Houston. My happy hour starts from 12 noon to 7 p.m.
Okay.
That's a 7-hour happy hour.
That's a long
That's a 7-hour happy hour. 7 hours with good drink specials and good food specials Monday through Friday from 12 noon to 7 p.m. If you can't get it in 7 hours, then I don't know why you coming to Phil and Derek's. But we're going to take good care of you. And we also have, if you go to my page, we also have a Teachers Appreciation Day. Veterans, these days, particular days, they get 10% off all their foods.
Okay.
So Police Day, Fireman Day, we all have a day for everybody.
Wonderful.
So they can go and see which day it is, then they can come up there and make sure they get their discount.
So could you share your website again so people can know, they can go to Phil and Derek's?
Phil and Derek's Reloaded.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Damon Moye, for spending some time with us today. Your work at Phil and Derek's is inspiring. We're very proud of the work that you're doing and glad to be a part, and hope that we can converse with you again in the future, and really celebrate you and the musicians and all the great food and things that you are doing. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having me.
Wonderful. I'm Stephanie Coleman. Thanks again for joining us. This is another episode of Trey Talks, where we met with Damon Moye, owner of Phil and Derek's. Enjoy and stay inspired.